Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Some bad news coming from Germany, and there will be worse coming. And that is about energy supplies and demand, right? So let's see what's going on here. As I stated, Germany, I think Germany, aside from Ukraine and Russia, I would say Ukraine is the country that loses the most due to the special operation initiated by Russia. Then I would say Russia loses but gains in the long term. But the other loser that is not even involved in this Ukrainian, it was pushed pushed in. It was just like that. Is Germany and Germany economy first and its population, not the Great Britain's, not France's, not United States, Germany. Germany will lose the most, I think, after Ukraine. Ukraine is going to be destroyed. Russia will has its own losses, people and military equipment and so on. But will lose gain after that. Germany will not gain anything. It's just going to gain back, or part of what it lost is going to gain. You'll see. So this article comes from Associated Press from July 2nd, 2022. Regulator urges Germans to prepare for possible gas shortage. So the German people, hey, choose, be guest. Good. So for you guys, my German fellow friends here, well, how should I put it? People who watch my videos, what are you going to do about it? You're going to have gas and no gas at times. And you know what? You should go before the inflation hits really hard. You should go and buy some very thick clothes because you have to warm yourself up during the upcoming winter season. Or come over here. I will get you in here as many as I can. And you can spend here the winter with me. And I'm serious about it. Come over. I can fit, I don't know, 50 maybe? in a house. All right, this house. All right, featuring fearing Russia might cut off natural gas supplies. The head of Germany's regulatory agency for energy called on residents Saturday to save energy and to prepare for winter when use increases. How can you save it? You just take it and put it in a big, how do you call it? Chest. You put it over there in a big chest, close it, lock it, and when you need it, you take it out, and then you use it, right? Or you save by not using it. That means you freeze. Unbelievable. I would smack them, man. What's going on here? Yeah, then winter increase. They have no problem. The regulators are part of the government, aren't they? The regulators are part of the government. So whose fault is it that they placed sanctions and shot themselves in the foot? Federal Network Agency President Klaus Müller urged house and apartment owners to have their gas boilers and radiators checked and adjust to maximize their efficiency. For free, maintenance can reduce gas consumption by 10% to 15%, while you can use with 100% if you don't use it at all. But then I'll be dead. You find me like you find those guys in Pompeii, somewhere on the floor, frozen to death. Maintenance, yeah, maintenance. Mueller said residents can and property owners need, that's a necessity, like breathing, like eating, drinking, sleeping, and that's a need to use the 12-week before cold weather sets in to get ready. So that means you're gonna train, you're gonna get ready, you're gonna slowly get used to cold until you don't need warm, hot in your house. Oh my God. So it's like you tell a victim of physical abuse or domestic abuse, let's say it, hey, honey, you the end goal is to get to this point right here when someone can do things to you physically, and you don't feel pain. But you get there, you have to slowly get used to being first, shoved, then slapped, then punched, then strangled, then whatever, tramped, all these things. And then at the end, you're not gonna feel anything when that happens. Okay? How about avoiding that domestic violence altogether? Oh no, there's not an option. You need to go through with the program. Man, my German folk. All right. Oh my God. Let's listen to this. He said families should start talking now about, and I'm quoting, whether every room needs to be set at its usual temperature. Usual meaning normal, that you don't freeze, you're not cold. So that's normal. In the winter, or whether some rooms can be a little colder. A little. How little? I can make it cold as outside. And I'm oh my God. Remember, I lived as a kid, as a child, as a boy, not as a girl. I lived in Romania, and Romania had shortages of electricity, had shortages of gas, had electricity, mainly because they, with electricity, you live in apartment buildings mostly, and then at least I live in apartment buildings that you own or you don't own. Unbelievably, under the communists, you still own property, but they could take it whenever they wanted. So then the heating in the house was made with hot water that was pumped by a government owned location, where they boil the water and then send it to you in the household, and it goes through I can't remember how you call it in registers. I think you call it not registers. And the hot water goes to these metal conductors or whatever you call it, and get out and go back to the main building where the hot water is heated with gas and so on. So when they wouldn't have gas or wouldn't have electricity, they would not be able to heat the water to pump it in your house, so you have heating in your house. So what would you do? You would do exactly what these guys are saying. You all stay maybe in one room, you put a lot of clothes, the rest, but you see, you couldn't really adjust, because they would adjust. You don't have like a thermostat. Oh, we're going to turn off here, we're not going to use it here. No, because the whole thing was going to the whole house. So if they would pump energy, you could turn it off, but you would pay the same thing because it was controlled. It comes in your house. It was like a mess. The same with electricity. They would decide when you didn't. But what I'm trying to say is that you would try to stay in one room, a lot of you as a family, to keep heat in that room, or use the gas stove with fire, to heat up one or two rooms, and the rest, close the doors and so on, so the heat doesn't go over there. It was a shithole. Shit. Communist, socialist. You want to have that? I don't. So nevertheless, here is what these guys are saying. The same thing. The appeal came after Russia reduced gas flows to Germany, Italy, Austria, and Czech Republic, and Slovakia earlier this month, as European Union countries scrambled to refill storage facilities with the fuel used to generate electricity, power industry, and heat homes in the winter. Yes, you imposed sanctions on them with the gas, with the Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines. You imposed them, and then they had a problem now with supply, because some I don't know, piece of equipment needs to be repaired by the socialist Canada with their communist leader Trudeau, and there you have it. They move slowly. Maybe by 2035 they would be done fixing that, so that you can receive more gas. So yeah, this is what awaits for you, Germany. And that's what I'm saying. This is going to happen in Western Europe. In the Western Europe, there will be the suppliers of help to Ukraine. They will all of a sudden lose that the support for that war or defense, and they will start pushing Zelensky to where our population is freezing because of you and the Russians. But we can't talk with the Russians because the Russians are crazy. So we try to talk to you. So what do you think is going to happen? Pressure. The problem is the Great Britain is the one who has to be pressured, and after that United States has to be a pressure. And if they're still doing all right, they will never agree. And by the way, do you think that Great Britain and United States are concerned that you guys are going to be freezing, or your economy is going to shrink, is going to go down? Do you think they're, oh my God, look at Germany, what should we do? They will be like, are still alive, those guys, man? Not. Wait. Oh, it's interesting. That's how they're going to do, because it's a war. You think you're allies? You're not allies there. It's interest. They're not allies. They want you to go down so they can come and cover up the whole thing. Will be another Marshall Plan on Europe, that the saviors will come to help you after they were the ones who told you to sanction yourself and shoot yourself in the foot. That's what's going to happen. Look at the liquefied natural gas. You said no more Russian, but we're going to take it from whom? From the guys who are the big helpers, who told you to stop the supplies from Russia because Russia could blackmail you. Who can blackmail you now? Oh, United States, but the United States is the good guys, right? Well, forget about it. So yeah, listen to what they say over there. Be certain that that person who told you that, my German people, he's going to have enough heat in his house, and he's not going to do what he asks you to do, that you need to do. I'm 100% certain. All right? And the politicians who make this requirements and the rules and the policies, they will not be cold. You will be cold. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just, and buy some clothes. I'll come over here.